Hello and welcome. I'm Alexander Braginski, professor of piano at the University of Minnesota School of Music, and I'm also president and the artistic director of the International Piano E-Competition and the E-Piano Junior. As always, when an event comes to an end, you want to thank people without whom it would not be possible. So I have to be brief, so I just want to thank the School of Music, College of Liberal Arts of the University of Minnesota, the competition board, our volunteers, Minnesota Orchestra, our donors, our jury, our contestants, and of course you, our audience. I want to thank the competition staff. It's very, very small staff, and it's really volunteers mostly. So they just do their best to help us run the event of this magnitude. I want to thank Stella Sick, Tian Yao Shi, Garrett Ross, and Scott Hansen. Out of the blue, yesterday, I got a letter in the mail, and I think I should read this letter to you. It's a very short letter, and it says, "Dear E-Piano Junior competitors, on behalf of the people of Minnesota, I would like to wish you luck. It's a great honor to participate in an internationally acclaimed classical piano competition amongst the most artistically talented youth of the world. We would like to recognize the incredible dedication of the young musicians and the people who have supported and nurtured them. Thank you for sharing your talents, creating a positive educational environment for the youth of Minnesota, and promoting excellence in classical piano performance. Congratulations and good luck." The letter is signed by Tim Waltz, Governor of the state of Minnesota. I just want to say a couple of words about the competition for those of you who are here for the first time and don't know what it is and how it came to be. I have envisioned a competition almost 20 years ago. The competition that would be first and foremost fair and honest and open and promote music, classical music, through the means of cutting-edge technology. Because at that time, music and technology started to come together. And I thought that, gee, we would like to be the first. And we were the first. After that, many competitions, many events followed in our path. But we really started all this. It's been a long time, and it's been more than 10. I didn't count before I came out here, but at least 10 competitions that we held, and they're growing, and the number of participants increases, and the quality, which was very, very high to start with, goes through the roof. At this point, I would like you also to think about this. What we do, everything we do here is free. I don't know of any other event like ours that does not sell tickets or raises, some kind of dues from the audience. So we just do it all free. So when you have a moment, think about helping us and maybe supporting us in some way, or those of you who already support us maybe want to think about increasing their contribution to the e-competition. And now I would like to introduce somebody who is a wonderful personal friend and a very important person in the life of the event that we're attending now. It would not be possible without support and participation of the School of Music, University of Minnesota School of Music. And I would like to invite our wonderful director and my colleague, Professor Michael Kim, to say a few words. Michael.
Thank you, Sasha. Can you all hear me okay? Good. So, on behalf of College of Liberal Arts Dean, Dr. John Coleman, Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Karen Hansen, and our wonderful new president, Dr. Joan Gable, and the faculty, staff, and students of the School of Music, welcome to everyone. We are so proud to host this event. Now, one could consider me somewhat biased, considering I'm a pianist myself, but one of the principal reasons I came and took this job as director of the school was the e-competition. And these past two competitions have lived up to the hype. We have heard some of the most incredible young pianists in the world. This summer, we heard 23 of the best young pianists in the world. Can we give them a special round of applause? I'm not quite sure what they're taking that enables them to play that well. I think most of my colleagues on the jury would agree we weren't anywhere close to their level at their age. So I think the future of classical music is very bright. One of the reasons I'm so passionate about the e-competition, it's not only about great music making, but it's also about the future. And so we all know where things are headed with technology, artificial intelligence. It's all increasing at a geometric rate. Speaking from my personal perspective, I just wonder how relevant are human beings going to be in 10 or 20 years? It seems like everything's getting automated and they can do everything we can do and better. But there are some qualities that distinguish us from computers and AI, and these are the types of qualities that are emulating these wonderful young musicians. Empathy, entrepreneurship, discipline, compassion, creativity. These are all going to be very important skill sets. So if you're in music, it's not really a matter of whether you're going to become a musician or not, or be a professional musician. It's more when you study music and you perform music, you're cultivating a very important vocational skill set for the future. And again, with the 23 young artists we heard, I think the world is going to be in great hands. And the skills that you're learning as pianists right now will not only serve you well as musicians, but just as future citizens of society. So this is something I'm really passionate about. I think it's really, really important. And I think in 10, 20 years, we'll begin to see the increasing importance of as automation and AI and all these things continue to take over. It was also a great privilege to collaborate with these wonderful jury members. I'd like to thank each and every one of them. They're distinguished, wonderful musicians. I got to know them well, and I'm really grateful to them for giving up a week of their time. And above all, I think we need to have a special round of applause and thanks for the competition's artistic director and founder, Dr. Alexander Braginsky, who has put tremendous energy and passion into this, and I think created a wonderful event that has not only showcased the talents of these wonderful young musicians, but the Twin Cities at large. Alex, big round of applause. So when I got my doctorate at Juilliard, my dissertation topic was an analysis of the relevance of international piano competitions to young artists. And I'm not going to bore you by going through, but the long and short of it is that I found virtually no correlation between competitive success and future career success. It definitely was important to do these competitions because you learn a lot from them, but I think you'll find if you go sift through the pages, you'll see that a lot of pianists who didn't win competitions ultimately became really successful. Could list a few examples. Stephen Huff, I don't think many people know that he was initially not accepted into the non-career competition at first, and the artistic director at the time actually had to beg the jury to let him into the competition, and he actually ended up winning the competition, but that was after he got eliminated in the first round of a number of competitions. When I was riding the competition circuit, John Nakamatsu, you may know the name, he won the Cliburn back, I think it was in 97 or 96. Well, I got my first job in Wisconsin when I was 28, so that was great. I was done with competition, life was good. But he said, I'm going to try one more competition. And poor John, he was a wonderful pianist. but he got eliminated in the first round of every competition he entered when he was in his 20s. But he had one more chance, the Van Clavering competition. He won the gold medal. So persistence is really, really important as well. So it's very subjective. This is not like the Olympics, a 100-meter dash, but the most important thing is to do it. And I'll just end off by saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I have a sneaking suspicion all these 23 pianists are going to finish extremely well. So thank you all for your support. Thank you to all the supporters and volunteers in the competition. And the School of Music is very much committed to this competition and very proud to be host to this competition. Thank you all for your support.
At this point, I would like to present to you the members of our wonderful jury, international jury who did yeoman work hour after hour of attentive listening and making choices along the way. So I will just call their names in alphabetical order, and that will be Angela Chang, Canada. Of course, Michael Kim, USA. Vanessa Latarche from United Kingdom. Stanislav Pachekin of Spain. And Jin Jiang of China. And now I want to present to you somebody really special. It is true that I have designed this event from the beginning, and I thought of it a lot, and I keep thinking about it all the time, trying to make it work and make it better. However, it would not have been possible at all if not for my right hand, maybe right and the left hand, Dr. Stella Sick, who used to be my doctoral student at the University of Minnesota. And now she tells me what to do. So let me introduce to you Dr. Stella Sick. Her official title is Managing Director of the International Piano E Competition.
Thank you all for being here. It's very exciting for me, of course, because I work on the background of the competition for 2 years before it comes to you, and all of the contestants come here, so it's a big event for me. In that light, I wanted to share a few facts about our wonderful finalists who are sitting in front of you on the stage. Our first contestant who performed today was Solomon G. from the United States. Solomon comes to us from San Jose, California. In addition to his significant accomplishments as a pianist, Solomon is also won a number of composition competitions, and he actually performed one of his own pieces in the first round. Here's Solomon. The next person who performed today was Kevin Chen from Canada. He's from Calgary, and Kevin is also a composer. He actually has over 100 of works that include 4 full symphonies and 1 piano concerto. Kevin has earned first-class honors with distinction from ARCT Performers Royal Conservatory of Music exam at the age of 8. He was the youngest Canadian ever to receive such honor. Kevin Chen. Our next performer today was Caleb Borick, representing the United States. Caleb is a South Carolina native, and he regularly plays concerts at nursing homes and community outreaches. He is a volunteer at the Medical University of South Carolina's Arts and Healing Program. Caleb is a 3rd-degree black belt. When he's not playing the piano, he teaches karate to younger students at schools 3 days a week. Caleb Borick. Our fourth performer today was Eric Guo of Canada. Eric is a Toronto native, and among Eric's many accomplishments, there are performances in North America, China, and Europe, both as recitalist and as soloist with an orchestra. Eric is a full scholarship student at the Taylor Academy of the Royal Conservatory, and he's a very, very busy performer. Actually, right after this competition, he's heading to Shanghai to participate in the Shanghai competition, and right after that, he's gonna go to the Canadian Chopin competition. So we wish him lots of luck. Eric Go. Yu Lei is our last performer today. He hails to us from China. He's a student in the Music Middle School affiliated at Shanghai Conservatory of Music. Yu follows the active performance schedule that takes him to the cities all over China, as well as to Japan, Germany, and the United States. When he's not playing the piano, he loves to read and he loves to swim. So here's Yu Lei.
So, here I am back. As you may have noticed that we offer, on top of the 5 prizes for the overall performance, we offer 3 special prizes. The prize for best performance of work by Franz Schubert, the prize for the best performance of one of the required 2 works, Serious Variations by Mendelssohn or 32 Variations in C minor by Beethoven. There is also a prize for the best performance of work by a Russian composer. Here is just for you to know why these particular works are received that special notice. The Schubert Prize is very simple. It just reflects my love of the great Franz Schubert. I think that his music is among the greatest things that we hear in the world, and it is also extremely difficult to play well. It's like a litmus test. You cannot play Schubert well if you are not a good musician. So we include a piece by Franz Schubert as a required piece. The variations, there is a choice between Mendelssohn and Beethoven, and this is actually because my teacher's teacher, who was one of the favorite pupils of Franz Liszt, and had many spectacular students, and actually was one of the founders of a Juilliard school. His name was Alexander Ziloty. He was a teacher of Rachmaninoff, and he was a teacher of my teachers. He always assigned these 2 pieces to his students because he thought, and I believe, that you can really have the entire school of piano playing going through these 2 pieces. And the Russian music is recognized because that's where I was born, and also because for many, many years I took special interest and attraction to the Museum of Russian Art, which is, I think, one of the best art museums in the country. So I just asked them if they would like to sponsor Russian Music Prize, and they said yes, and so that's how we have it. So now, to present the prize for the best performance by a work of a Russian composer, I will invite Mark Meister, the executive director of the Museum of Russian Art. Mark Meister comes to Minneapolis after 18 years as president and CEO of the Dayton Society of Natural History. Among his other positions, he was the founding director of the Minnesota Children's Museum in 1981, and prior to that, he worked at the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Here is Mark Meister. And the prize for the best performance in Russian music goes to Kevin Chen. The Schubert Prize, quite naturally, is sponsored by the Schubert Club. This prize will be presented by Ann Hunter, who is the active member of the Schubert Club Board of Directors for many years and was recently elected as the board president. She is a daughter-in-law of the late Thelma Hunter, whom everybody who has been connected to music in this state knows very well. She was a woman who dedicated her life to music, piano music and singing in Minnesota, and whom I had the honor and privilege of knowing well. So here is Al Hunter. And the Schubert Prize goes to Kevin Chen. The Variation Prize is sponsored by Stella and Brian Sieg and will be given out in memory of Barbara Ben. I invite Stella to tell you a couple of words about Barbara.
For those of you who have watched the competition over years, you probably know the name of Barb Ben. She was a very good friend of mine, and this prize, giving it in her name, means a whole lot to me because she was a good friend of mine. She was an accomplished pianist and a composer, and she received her doctoral degree in piano performance at the University of Minnesota. Barb was an integral part of running the competition since its beginning in 2002. She has been intimately involved in all of the behind-the-scenes operations of the event, and she selflessly served as a head volunteer coordinator for 15 years and as a board member for 2. Her motherly affection and her care toward all of the contestants contributed to the nurturing environment we strive to create at our competition. Barbara passed away in July of 2017 after a short battle with cancer. She's greatly missed. And the prize, the Variations Prize goes to Yu Lei of China.
And so now to the list of our winners. The fifth prize, the fifth prize goes to Caleb Borick. Now the fourth prize is awarded to Solomon G. The third prize goes to Eric Guo. The second prize will be presented by Kirk Davis. And I want to say a couple of words. First of all, about Yamaha, with whom I maintained very special and very close relationship throughout the years. Yamaha pianos, The disc clavier pianos are used exclusively in this competition, not because this is a Yamaha competition or it excludes any other piano, but because the only piano that is capable of doing what we need a piano to do in our concept is made by Yamaha, and it's called disc clavier. And Kirk has been in the music industry for almost 36 years. He has a degree in music education and has taught in public schools. He worked at West Music Company in Carrollville, Iowa for 32 years, in retail as a manager of the piano division, and has now been with Yamaha Music Corporation for 2 years. He is currently the Institutional Solution Group Manager from the Central United States. And the second prize goes to Yulei. All of this would not have been possible, as I already said, without the participation and collaboration with the School of Music. This is why we would like Professor Michael Kim, the director of the school, to present the first prize. And the first prize of the International Piano Junior Competition goes to Kevin Chen. So this concludes our ceremony. We thank you for coming, and please come again in 2021.